What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and ladies and gents, we're finally here. We're going to be going over the Hellblade deviant of the Dino Valdo, which is the Japanese name for Glavenus, or as I like to call him, Glavenus. Because I don't know, it just sounds a little bit better in my personal opinion to just call it Glavenus, but whatever, it's not all about that. Anyway, but this is the last of these Deviant Explain videos. I had a good run with these, but I will not lie, this one I did not want to do because out of all the Deviants, he's by far and large the most annoying for me, especially the most annoying to hunt, because as a Lancer, he gives me quite the trouble. But before we get into all the other nonsense or whatever, let's actually sit back and, as always, let's talk about what you need to do to unlock the guy. First, you're going to have to go to your hub city, go to HR6. You're going to want to complete Duel in the Volcanic Hollow. What it is, just you fighting a Glavenus, and once you take care of that, you'll be given the means to actually go to your chamber feline or your housekeeper, what have you, and then purchase the tickets required and needed to actually complete said quest to begin your excursion on this damn freaking monster. This guy's really annoying, guys, I'll admit, but he is just a Glavenus, okay? He really is. At his core, he is just a Glavenus, but there are a couple of things that change about him. His appearance, however, is a bit more red than the standard Glavenus. He has very large and protruding horns, but that's honestly it when it really comes to aesthetics. The big difference, however, is that he, as a monster, as a deviant monster, however, is actually really good for the deviant term. Now, if you guys don't understand, the deviant term for a monster, it just means that a monster who's gone through a sequence of battles with hunters prior and survived the encounter. A veteran monster, if you will. They evolve and take on new abilities and forms and, I guess, you know, all sorts of different functions. But the Hellblade deviant is, in my opinion, one of the greater ones to actually do said thing. Now, the Hellblade deviant has two modes, fire and blast mode. You can tell the difference between the fire and the blast mode because the the blast mode has a magma-like appearance on its body parts, mainly the throat and the tail, and it has the blast particles hanging around his body as well. Now, you can take note of what mode he's in by looking at his body. Like, if you see the throat here is in fire mode because it's normal. There's no magma stuff that you saw from before. Now, the tail is very similar to this as well. The tail can also be in either fire or blast mode. Fire mode, aka normal mode, will just have this standard Glavenus tail where it looks like it's superheated up to a magma core, where in which he can actually sharpen his tail, and he can turn it from either fire mode to blast mode or blast mode to fire mode again. Again, note the blast dust and the magma-esque texture on the tail. To take note in both of these will actually greatly extend your survivability, because you need to know the difference between what he can do in fire and in blast. In blast, when he slams his tail down, he will slam it down with tremendous force and cause a huge explosion. Now, this explosion actually extends the damage of, extends the range of the tail exponentially, if anything double. So you really want to watch out for when it's actually in this particular mode. Honestly, it's kind of a hard mode to really, dodge from, but just understand that if he's going to be in that mode, give it a wide berth. Now, when he's in blast mode from his head, if you will, he will actually, all of his body attacks will give out the little dust cloud that gives you the blast and whatnot, so you want to watch out for those particular clouds as well. Now, the last move I want to talk about is his double tailspin. Now, we know the standard Glavenus has the single tailspin, but the Hellblade Glavenus has the double tailspin. Honestly, the bane of my existence, because I'm a Lancer, because I'm too slow to put my weapon away and dodge the other hits, so I have to guard both of these hits. Now, this attack is very strong and it's killed lots of people, but in order to actually dodge it, you want to stay really close to its I wouldn't believe it's right or its left leg. Once you can do that, you will actually be out of harm's way when it comes to him doing that particular move. But other than that, those are his main abilities and what have you. But with that being said, let's talk about his weaknesses. Now, the Hellblade Glavenus is similar to the standard Glavenus, where in which he's susceptible to water, number one, first and foremost. But he has a really interesting weakness to that of ice. Now, the ice actually has it to where whenever he's heated up, normal mode, I guess you could say, he's very susceptible to the ice on his throat and his tail area. Now, these are the two areas that actually change form from fire and blast. So I look at it from a biological standpoint. You're super cooling these heated areas that are actually superheated, But other than that, really and honestly, you can kind of come in here with practically anything minus that of fire. I would totally recommend coming here with water though, like for sure water. Second, ice if you don't necessarily have the best water. Thunder in a pinch, but if you don't have any of these, just stick to water and you should be relatively okay. It's not that bad. Also note that when he's in blast mode, if you attack his throat, a shiny will be dispensed. This shiny is actually vital to anyone trying to actually upgrade the Hellblade Glavenus armor because it's a very hard material to get by itself, and it's the only way in which you can get it. I believe it's called like a Hellblade Blast Powder or something like that. With that being said, let's move over to the equipment. Now, the Hellblade Glavenus's gear is some of the best in the game, and definitely, in my opinion, the best Deviant gear. His armor is pretty good, his weapons are really dope, but for right now, let's talk about the armor very briefly. Now, aesthetically, the armor is actually pretty dope looking. I really like the style that it actually went with, and the ability for the certain piece of the armor to actually go between fire and blast mode like the monster itself would do. That's actually really cool. Other than that, it kind of looks like a standard counterpart of the standard Glavenus, but let's move over to the abilities, which is what really matters. You get heavy polish, which we all know what that is. We have divine blessing, which sometimes increases damage taken. We have the Hellblade soul, which gives us sharpness +2, speed sharpening, and shot booster. Shot booster is the ability for you guys who are gunners, so that in which way you don't get sharpness +2 because you're a gunner, you have no need for it. But let's talk about the weapons really quickly. I like his weapons. I really do. I didn't think I would like his weapons as much as I did, but I really do. They are really strong. They have very good attack. They have natural white sharpness when you max them out. That's insane. The blast armor is pretty decent as well. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's up there. You know what I mean? It's a moderate amount of blast, some very good attack, natural white sharpness, and a +5 effect to affinity. And of course, because they are deviant weapons, they also have the ability to increase your hunter arts gauge quicker. And if you combine that with, let's say, a skill like Compose and a style like Striker, you'll be able to get your abilities very quickly, whether you actually are someone who likes to use that particular means of hunting or not. I myself am not one of those kind of guys, but it's definitely a thing. And with all these weapons being very good, very strong, natural white sharpness, really? And blast? Come on. I mean, most weapons who have natural white sharpness, they tend to have, you know, high affinity or something like that. You're looking at monsters like Silverwind or Grimclaw, but you know, Hellblade has it too, and he actually also has the ability to give himself a little bit blast on those particular weapons. With that being said, on the weapons, he actually has a weapon in every single category. So if you really like the Hellblade's design in terms of its weapons and whatnot, there's definitely a weapon out there for you, whether you're a blade master all the way down to being like a bow or heavy bow or light bow gun. Who knows? It doesn't really matter. But honestly, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you when it comes to this guy. And with that being said, everyone, this is the last of those Hellblade videos, well, the Deviant Monster Explain videos. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I did not have fun making this video, I'm not gonna lie to you. The reason why this video came out like 3 weeks to 4 weeks after the Drake King video is because I absolutely cannot stand this monster. I had to fight him like 10 times to get the footage. They were failed quests, they were bad starts, they were bad runs. I didn't want to look up any of the information for him because I just can't stand this guy, but it's finally over. Next we move over to a different series, but what exactly we'll do after that, I am not actually sure. Maybe a top 5, maybe more tutorials on like weapons or something, or maybe since the Monster Hunter Double Cross demo is coming out really soon, a Double Cross for you standard weird people. It's coming out really soon. Maybe we can do, you know, videos on that. But yo, I'm leaving it up to you guys. What do you want to see me do next? Honestly, this is a dead serious question. I actually do not know what I want to do after I do this. So let me know what you guys would like to see next. I'm dead serious. If you don't let me know, I won't even know what to do. I'll just guess and like make videos for like Ghost Recon or something. Who knows? You don't know. I don't either. But anyway, guys, it's been your boy Dak908. Thank you so much for watching. With that being said, I'm gonna holler at you guys later. And it's been real. Take it easy.